Well, let me ask you a couple questions. So you were saying that you'd learned a couple of things from us. What were some of the things that you've learned that you're like, man, dude, those are a couple of things that helped me? Because you're a guy that I've seen that just keeps fighting, keeps growing, keeps learning. What do you think makes you different than some of the guys out there that don't take action? Like, what made you walk over here and say, hey, bro, I want to do this podcast? I'm like, when? You're like, right now, let's go. Like, I'm always curious, like, what makes a person work? You know what I mean? So tell me a little bit about that.
I
want to flip
appreciate
the
that
script
question.
on you. You know?
I appreciate the question.
Yeah.
I would say being persistent. Like,
Yeah.
I've been bugging you the whole solar con
Yeah,
to get you
texting
on.
me and shit. I'm like, damn, dude, this guy's really... And see, that means to me that you really want it, because some people say they want it, but they don't put the persistence, like you're saying, into really wanting that shit.
Yeah,
you know?
And I would say watching your guys' videos, like being a closer, like I'm 100%. I'm 21 years old, but
Yeah.
I'm not a closer now, but I know I'm on the right path.
You're a closer, bro.
I know
you
I'm on the right
me.
path.
You're closing Andy on all this shit. You're closing, and dude, you're closed on you. And see, I can tell he's a closer because he's closed on, like, going after his dreams and his vision. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what a closer is. A closer isn't just somebody that's just closing a transaction. A closer is somebody who's closing themselves on the vision that they want, and then they're attacking it. So to me, that's the most important closer that there is, because you know what you want, and you're deciding what you want. It might change a little bit, but you're constantly closing yourself on going and doing shit that you don't want to do. I am 100% sure that you probably didn't want to walk over and ask to do the podcast or whatever, but you're like, let's go. Like,
Yeah,
I'm going.
Fuck it.
Yeah, and that's what a closer is. I love that shit.
It's conquering the inner bee. I
Yeah.
always call it, like
Yep.
Andy Frisella says
Yeah.
it. So I would say being persistent, and I really appreciate, like,
Yeah.
I would say I put myself on the shoulders of giants
Yeah.
to learn, and
Yeah.
the giants, including yourself. So
I love that, dude.
Thank you very much for coming
dude,
on.
well, number one, I love that. And if you're watching this, you got to attach to people like that want to win. If you're a younger guy, an older person, whatever, it doesn't matter who you are. Know what you want in life. Know what you want to get out of life. Know who you want to be around in life. Like, this guy, I'd be around him all the time. You know why? Because I can see progression in his eyes. I can see growth in his eyes. I can see a person who wants to win. And there's not a lot of people like that. The world's a fucking sleep. I'm just going to tell you. It's asleep. You can walk by 100 people. I can look in their eyes, and it's the window to their soul. So how do your eyes look? Are you on fire? Are you excited? Are you seeing all the money that's out here? Dude, you see how much money's out here?
A lot.
Dude, there's like 10
lot of
millionaires
firepower.
walking around.
Yeah.
There's 150 millionaires walking around, and some people are like, there's a shortage of money. Dude, you don't get it. There's not a shortage of money. You have to gain a perspective. Sales is all perspective. Life is all perspective. If you adjust your perspective, then you're going to be on fire. You're going to be going after it. And I'll do this shit all day. So I don't know if we're ending right now, but I'm freaking fired up. And if you're out there, what you need to do is you need to reach out to this guy. And you can really reach out to him and say, hey, man, what are some things that got you to where you're at? How are you doing these things? You know what I mean? And that's what I wanted to ask him. Like, dude, you're different than everybody else. I can see that you're different. I can look at somebody and say, dude, there's something going on with you. And I like that, because I can tell in 2 years, in 3 years, people are going to be like, how did you do it, Luis? And you're going to be like, you probably, even if I told you, you probably wouldn't do it. Which means is he's got a persistence in him. He's building a character within himself. He's building an integrity within himself. He's building a resolve in himself that most people just won't get. So, number one, I'm proud of you, dude.
Thank you, man.
I like that you're watching the content, but more than anything than watching the content, I like that you're fucking executing the content.
Thank you,
You know,
man.
you're pushing yourself. You're getting outside of your comfort zone. So.